A club icon leaves us, the next Mbappe, and the prodigal son returns. It's a transfer special, Season 6 Right Stream FC. Let's get into it. It's been a rollercoaster ride for FC Nordsjælland and Right to Dream on this series so far. If you haven't watched the last episode, go back and watch it. A Champions League final between Right to Dream FC and Manchester City. A fantastic game with a late minute winner. You don't want to miss it. But for now, for this episode, we've sold a club icon for a £100 million transfer. We've got some new wins, a couple big names out as well. Let me show you the transfers that we've done. And that's not all for this episode. Transfer special, yes, but we also have the UEFA Super Cup match between FC Nordsjælland and Wolfsburg. Can we get our first trophy for the season? This could be our last season at Right to Dream FC. Let's go out with a bang. I want as many trophies as we can. Now my head has been strategically placed here just to stop the name of our big transfer out of the club. It may be quite obvious, but we'll get into the ins at the minute. 122 million we've spent. Some big names have come in through the door, but a couple of freebies as well. So we've mentioned it in the last episode. Emmanuel Agura, he's come back in. He's just a backup goalkeeper. I'll be honest, I felt a little bit bad that we kind of cast him to the side. He went to Asante Kotoko, but we brought him back in. He's going to be a good backup. For our young African kind of goalkeepers that come back as well, it's going to be a good transfer coming in. I like to think that he's going to help with the dynamic of the group as well. So not a major incoming there. And also we have Abdelghani Sultani. I mean, his name rhymes. He must be great. I think he was actually classed in as a wonder kid. He is, media description, as a wonder kid. Now, if I just move my head out of the way, there we go. We'll get there one day. Abdelghani Sultani, I mean, he's very fast. He's very small. He's 5'2". I kind of tried to look for the smallest player in the database, and Abdelghani Sultani, he was one of these. I mean, we don't play right wingers. I'm not sure why I brought him in. I think he was a free transfer, and I thought, why not? But they're the two that have come in for free. Let me show you the players that we've spent a hefty sum of money on as well. So I'm going to start in ascending order of fee paid, and the first player is Messe Kabide. Now, this guy tore it up in the 3F Superliga last season, and if you might remember, he played for Oden Sport Club, and last season, 29 games, 18 goals, 4 assists, 6.99 rating. He could be the natural successor to Omega. 15 jumping reach. He's 6'5", but he's got 15 pace, 15 acceleration, 15 agility, great leadership at 16, fantastic off the ball at 16 as well. He's only 18 years of age. Says he's Danish, but a secondary nationality of Ethiopia. He looks like he's going to be a good player for us, one for the future, but we're going to need a rotation of our squad, and I'm sure with 18 goals in the 3F Superliga last season, he'll only build on that this season. Now, I did mention that we have signed the next Mbappe. That was not clickbait. The guy that is touted as the next Mbappe is Abdelaziz Firi. Just to prove as well, on the information tab, touted as the next Kylian Mbappe. He's French with Moroccan second nationality. Very good player. We spent £9.5 million on this guy, 16 finishing, 15 acceleration, 16 stamina with 14 pace. Good flair at 14 as well, 14 determination, 14 technique. He seems like a pretty decent player. Already he's scored 3 and got 1 assist in 3 3F Superliga games. He's done quite well for us. He can apparently play as attacking midfielder on the right. He'll never play there for us. Striker it is. He's a good 3F Superliga player. Very happy with Abdelaziz Firi. He's looked very nice in games already as well, so a little bit of a bonus. There's 2 more big signings that have come in. Let me show you who they are. Now, I mentioned as well the prodigal son has returned, and that prodigal son is Mohamed Kudus, or Mohamed Kudu. Let me know down below the best way to pronounce this guy's name. He is coming back home. We've spent 38 to 45 million pounds on this player. Started off as a Right to Dream Academy, played for FC Nordsjælland for 4 seasons as well before making his big move to Ajax for £8 million. I say big move, that would have been a lot of money in terms of Danish transfers out of the league. This guy's fantastic. He's coming as a star player. 4 games so far, 1 goal, 1 assist. I'm unsure on where his kind of best position is going to be. I like to use him as an attacking midfielder on support, but at the minute he's playing as a Mazzala. I mean, he's a player like Iliax Mariba that's just going to push this team further up the pitch, dominate play as well. Very happy with him. 16 first touch, 16 free kick taking. Maybe we have a free kick taker at the club now. 16 technique, 18 composure, 16 flair. Physicals are very good. The only thing that's under a 14 is jumping of a 7. He's not in the team to jump, he's in the team to create. And Mohamed Kudus, welcome to the club. Big addition, wanted him for a couple of seasons now. I'm very happy to get him across the line. And now, one thing I never mentioned, we have broken our transfer record as well. Yusufa Makoko, 65 million. Well, me, Rayan Cherki. How much did I spend again on this guy? 71 million has been spent. I mean, he can play all across the front three as a striker if required as well. He won't play as a striker. He's going to be our new attacking midfielder. This guy's fantastic. Valued at 125 to 140 million. £85,000 a week though, however. He's our joint top earner now at the club. Very excited to see what he can do. Again, he's the type of player that in the Champions League is going to absolutely tear it up for us. Spent his whole career at Lyon. His numbers haven't been fantastic. However, I believe with our system that we are playing and the Right to Dream formation, he's going to get the best out of Rayan Cherki. And just to show as well, French with Algerian nationality, secondary. 17 dribbling, 17 first touch, 17 composure, 17 technique, 17 agility, 16 flair. This guy is going to make chances in and around the box, hopefully dominate play in the final third. Rayan Cherki, thank you very much for joining us. It's going to be a fun end of the series. Now, you may have noticed I have signed 2 strikers for our team, and that is because with such a heavy heart this was. Yusuf Chimiti has left the club. £91 million, rising to £101 million. He's our £100 million transfer out of the club. Yusuf Chimiti is a club icon. Barcelona wanted him. I mean, he wanted to leave as well. He wanted to leave for a couple of seasons. Yusuf Chimiti, I'm so sad that this guy's left us. But he's on $450,000 a week at Barcelona, valued at 235 to 259 million. I mean, if we just look at his career that he's had at the club, he joined us on loan way back in the first season. Second half of the season, 12 goals in 15 games. Then spent, which was a hefty sum for us, 1.1 million for the loan. 19 goals in 27 games. Decided to spend £35 million on him. 23 goals in 24 games. That's just in the league as well. If we look at continentally, he scored 8 goals in 14 on that season. Last season was a fantastic season for him. 13 goals in 14 games in the Champions League. He won all accolades in the Champions League. And with a heavy heart, Yusuf Chimiti is no longer an FC Nordsjælland player. He still has the right to dream. However, he will be playing for Barcelona. I really hope we don't have to play them in the Champions League. I'm not ready for a return of Chimiti, but thank you very much for everything you've done to the club. It has allowed us to spend money. Our finances were absolutely decimated at the start of this season. We was in the red. But we had no wages as well. So Chimiti's sale has allowed us to bring in the likes of Mohamed Kudus and Rayan Cherki. Thank you for your service, Chimiti. we'll see you again soon. So with that being said, we have sold £175 million worth of players. Schmidt being 91 to 101 million. That's what the valuation's going to be. And he's probably going to hit it this season with the clauses that have come in. Also, some big names have left us with heavy hearts as well. The first one being Bright Ari MB. He's gone back to Germany. Agent MB, I called him at one point when we played Bayern Munich, way back in the early start of our Champions League journey. He's gone for £24 million. We spent £4.5 million on him. Again, he's one of these club icons, maybe not as much, maybe favoured personnel, but since playing for us, he's been an ever-present at left-back. Fantastic ratings. 24 million came in, Bright Ari MB. He was one as well that wanted to leave. With the return of German football, we couldn't say no to him. So again, Ari MB, thank you for your service. We have got Al Shaway to cover him at left back, so it's time for him to step up. But again, Bright Ari MB, thank you for your service here. And another player that's been with us since the very start of the game save, one of our first transfers that we did make, James Gomez, has left us. He went to Al Nassr. It was a good deal. 15 million was spent by Al Nassr. As we can see, he spent the last 5 seasons with us. He hasn't had a season that has been under 7 rating. He was fantastic, and ever present at the start of the game save. Lost his way when it came to Buchmann and Diamande's partnership at the back. But it's a sad day to see James Gomez go. But it was required in order to help us secure big transfers into the club. And this one hurt. Ernest Neymar, he wanted to leave. He was not going to sign a new contract with us. And Atlanta, they bid 10 million, rising to 11.5. He was on like 20,000 a week with us, so he's now on 58,000. He's a good player. To be fair, he was too good for us at the start of the game save. We kind of held on to him. And he now has a chance to forge his career in Italy. As we can see, again, an ever-present, but when we did change our formation to the Right to Dream formation, we didn't play wingers. And unfortunately, Ernest Neymar, he fell foul to our change of play. But hopefully, he can tear it up in Italy for Atlanta. Another one, I hope we don't actually have to play him again. And then there's just a couple of little random sales that went in. Chancel Zola, we sold him for 6.25 million to Juventus. Bit part player, played 6 games last season. We signed him for 2 million. We've tripled our kind of return of investment on that. Very happy for Chancel Zola to find pastures new at Juventus. And another player, he was out on loan last season, Oliver Dovin, 3.8 million he's gone for. He was on like 14,000 a week. He's now on 50,000 for Newcastle. He was in the Premier League with Crystal Palace last season. We spent 2 million on him. We're bringing in Onana and Marwan Salah. It was kind of a no deal to move Dovin on. And then the last couple of transfers happened just before the game kind of trickled over to this season. Bradji Yabua, this valuation absolutely scares me. He's valued at 51 to 60 million. We sold him for 10.75 million. We bought him for 35,000. Didn't play many with us. A bit like Neymar, he fell foul to our change of tactic. We've got a good sell on when it comes to Bradji Yabua. He's probably one of my best bit of transfers, I think. Spent $250,000 on him, sold him for however many times that is, for 10 million. Good luck, Bradji. He's in the under-21s for Tottenham. I'm sure he'll be playing Premier League football pretty soon. And the last player, just of note that we should mention, well, it's not even of note, Aliou Balde. We brought him in on a free last season. Tried to move him throughout the whole of the season as well. Didn't happen. FC Midtjylland, they came in, 1.2 million. Thank you for your service, Aliou Balde. It was nice to have you at the club. And that kind of just finishes up our transfers. If we look at our team now, I'm very happy with how our team's looking. I'm on the wrong side. Let me move myself over there. Thank you very much, Swift. Look at that. I'm learning. This is how our team is going to line up for this season, with the exception of our centre-back pairing. We're going to have Marwan Salah in goal. Wisdom May is still here. I was kind of looking at moving him on, but it's going to be our last season, I reckon. We're going to win everything this season again. What a way to leave it on. But Wisdom May, we brought him in for $8.5 million. It's a big transfer fee that came in. He's made the right back position his own. His 4th season with the club. I think he's homegrown in nation as well, or even trained at club, homegrown at club. So hopefully, transfers, not in your future at the minute, Wisdom May. You may want to leave, but you're not going anywhere. A little bit of a dilemma at the centre-back. Tarek Buchman, he was in the Champions League team of the season, team of the year. We've kind of dropped him at the minute. We are giving Ibrahim Abamba a run around. Purely due to his pace. I think Champions League football is going to do very nicely for him, especially playing higher quality players. Himself and Usman Diomande. Diomande, a lot of interest in him. Tottenham came in. Real Madrid put an offer in as well, which maybe turned his head a little bit. He's got 3 seasons left at the club with his contract. He's not going anywhere for now. A vital player last season. Another one that was in the Champions League team of the year. Usman Diomande is going to be a big figure for us at the back. And as I mentioned, Arian B has left us. So Ziad El Shouay, he's going to be our first choice left back for this season. We brought him in for a big fee last season, 18 million. He's on a big wage of 49,000 a week, I believe, as well, 48,000. So a big season for Ziad Al Shouay going forward. Now, with the 2 signings of Cherki and Kudu, Agume, you shouldn't be in there at the minute. The way I'm looking at moving around, he's injured. Jorgensen's injured. Now, this is how I kind of see our midfield going for the majority of this season. Jorgensen, unfortunately, is injured. We're going to bring him in and replace him with Agume. Agume was fantastic, but there's just something about having a homegrown player. For me, he lifted the Champions League last season. Let's get him in. Let's give him more game time. So he's now going to be our box-to-box midfielder. Iliax Mariba, he's still going to be our left-sided Mazzala. But now Kudus is our right-sided Mazzala. We've already gone over his transfer with Rayan Cherki. To be honest, I put him as a trequartista there. Let's move him back to where he was. Attacking midfielder on support. With the forward line of Makoko and Omega. Omega, who was a bit part player due to Chimiti. Let's face it, they were both very similar players, although why can't I see Chimiti on here? It doesn't matter. Emmanuel Omega, he got the winning goal in the Champions League last season. Looking at how he's been for us as well. Obviously, we spent 14 million on him. Probably in Season 2, I think it was here. Maybe in Season 3. But 14 million, it was Season 2, second half of the season. He scored some vital goals for us. He hasn't hit the mark so far, but he's a big player with what he does. No pun intended. He's 6'5". He's got 17 jumping reach, 16 acceleration. He's a fast guy. He can finish. He just needs to show it a little bit more this season. But Emmanuel Omega and Yusufa Makoko, they're our strike partnership going forward. Makoko, he's got 4 in 4 already this season. He's hit the ground running. Very happy with his team. It's a shame about Chimiti, but sometimes players leave in Football Manager. Have we done better? Have we strengthened with Chimiti going? We're yet to find out. I think Cherki and Kudus being in our midfield is going to strengthen us immensely. Do we need another strike up there with Makoko? I'm not fully sure. We have got Bismarck, Adoa Blessing, and to be fair, we may even drop Omega and put Bismarck in there. I think he'll be a good player. He did very well last season, if I remember rightly as well. We got 10 goals in 23 games, 14 in 35 in total. We spent a lot of money, 5.25 million on him when he was an 18-year-old. He's 20 now. He's improved a lot, 6'3", good physical presence. you know what, maybe we'll start with Adoa Blessing and Makoko going forward into this season. Now, a couple of our future stars I just want to highlight for this season. The first one is Bjarne Pilgaard. This guy reminds me of Asbjørn Jorgensen, also of Jakob Christiansen as well. Centrally minded, can play defensive midfielder and can play centre midfielder as well. He's only 16, this guy, valued at 5 to 8.8 million. His mentals could actually do with a little bit of improvement here, but 14 marking, 14 tackling, 13 technique. Physically, he's brave at 16 bravery, 15 aggression, 16 balance, 14 stamina. He's going to be a fantastic ball-winning midfielder, I believe. Passing of 11 can be improved upon, but he's only 16. He's 5'10", he's not small, potential 4-star player. I think with a lot of game time this season, a bit like we did with Asbjørn Jorgensen when he first came onto the scene, I'm very happy with Bjarne Pilgaard. Our academy has done fantastic with some of the players that have come through, but a player that hasn't come through our academy, if you remember Michel Endar, he looks like an absolute tank as a backup centre-back for us as well. James Gomez is gone. Michel Dar is one of the reasons why we let James Gomez go. This guy, 6'2", 15 jumping reach, 17 positioning, 17 teamwork, 15 tackling, can improve on his heading, his concentration's fine, anticipation's fine as well. I mean, he had a fantastic season at Odense Sport Club, played 25 times for them in the league. He's already played 3 times for us in the league so far this season. Michel Endar, yeah, very happy with his addition to the squad. We've brought him in. Can he do a job? He definitely can. Now, I did say I was happy to have El Shoui as our left back. May have forgotten that I've actually put a bid in for Moussa Ndiaye, £12 million release clause at Anderlecht. Can also play at centre back. He's 5'11", so we won't play him there, but as a left back, he's got all the attributes to be our first choice left back as well. Scout report says that he's a star 3F Superliga player. I mean, he was valued kind of the same as Bright Arian B, and the fact that we got so much money for MB and spending half the money on Moussa Ndiaye seems like a no-brainer to me. Now, the lovely transfers out of the way, let's get to the UEFA Super Cup. FC Nordsjælland versus Wolfsburg. Champions League hasn't been drawn yet, so this is our first foray into Europe. Obviously, Jorgensen is injured, so we're going to drop him out. And where is Lucien Agume? There he is. Now, it feels like there's been a bit of a mutiny in this squad at the minute. So, Diamande wanted to leave. He's unhappy. Ilias Mariba has some interest in him from Man City. Hasn't asked to leave, which is brilliant. Marwan Salah is going to explore his options at the end of his contract. Not ideal. So I'm trying to keep him happy, so we're going to give Marwan Salah a lot of game time at the minute. And I think that's it on players that wanted to leave. For now. For now, anyway. The team we're going to face against Wolfsburg: Salah, Amay, Bamba, Diamande, El Shoui, Kudu, Agume, Mariba, Cherki, Adoa Blessing, and Makoko. Every player is of African nationality, even if it's secondary. Can we win another trophy using only African players? Let's find out. I think we can. I've never been in this situation where I've won the Champions League in FM23, so I'm not sure what to expect, what the graphics are going to be like. Apparently, Bismarck Adoa Blessing doesn't like doing anything for the fans. That's a shame. Do we have any graphics? Are these graphics? Maybe so. Who knows? I mean, it's a nice blue. I can say that much, at least. The right to dream formation is what we're going to be going with here. It looks like we've actually got an even split of fans as well. But I'll be honest, there's no one there. That scares me for FC Nordsjælland. Look at that. Champions League trophy, Europa League trophy, and then the UEFA Super Cup. Okay, this is the big deal now. I definitely want to win this. That's our trophy. Let's show it how much we love it. by defending it with honour, as we are going to demand more straight away. And that's not ideal. That is way too fast. This is how I've been playing the game. Off camera, off recording. Let's drop it back down and we will start again, because there's no way I could commentate that fast. And an early booking for El Shawi is not great to see. We are going to demand more as Cherki whips it into the box. Bamba heads it across goal, but it has gone just over the bar. I mean, Castile's in goal for Wolfsburg. He must be kind of hitting into his latter years now. Baku now, down the right-hand side, gives it into Termeka. El Shawi needs to be kind of careful with his tackling there. Loses out though. Lacroix into Arnold. Franjic. Agume cuts it out. Mariba into Cherki. Agume over the top. Headed away. Wisdom and May on the right-hand side though. Gives it back to Bamba. A big season for Bamba coming up. He's got to break his way into the team. He's got to break that stranglehold on Tariq Buchman and Usman Diamande. As Mariba drives the ball forward from midfield, hits it from distance, and it has gone just over the bar. Nice bit of pressure from Nordsjælland here, with penning in Wolfsburg, although they've had the more of the possession, so it's something to be wary of as the game grows. Arnold whips it in, and it has been headed into the net by Jonas Wind. Not a great start, not what we wanted to see. 30 minutes in, we go one down. We'll demand more as well. But quite a simple goal this is. Arnold whips it in, and yet Jonas Wind heads it uncontested as well, I must say. How is Jonas Wind looking? I mean, he's Danish, 52 to 63 million, 6'3". Yeah, he's had a good season, a good kind of career so far in this game save in Germany. Maybe one to look at buying for future Nordsjælland transfers. As Baku now runs down the right, he's going to whip it into Jonas Wind. El Shawi gives it to Mariba, who poorly clears it. Buchanan crosses it in. Wind hits it first time, but it has been blocked away. It's all Wolfsburg. I've done it again. I've underestimated the team because we won the Champions League. Arnold whips it in. Lacroix heads it across. Amay heads it out. And it has kind of trickled out into nothing. We need to do something here. Amay into Kudu. Agume to Bamba. Bamba to Diamande. Into Mariba. Nice control by Mariba there. He's been pressed, however, though, by the Wolfsburg midfield. El Shawi down the left. I mean, he's got his pace. He whips it in. Adoa Blessing. Well done, Adoa Blessing. That's why we dropped Omega. We're going to give him a full season, I think, this season. Adoa Blessing rises at the back post like a salmon and heads it, thankfully, into the net. Good ball here by El Shawi. I was a bit worried he might kind of put a poor ball in, but Adoa Blessing pounced on that cross. Lovely goal to see. As we are going to demand more. No, we're not. The game's going to go to half-time. So, kind of looking as we are, we've had the more shots on target, the higher XG, but it is 1-1. Wolfsburg have had more possession. You know what, we're going to thrash our arms, say we're far from pleased. Mokoko's on a 6.4. Not happy with that. We're going to give him a little nudge, a little, encouragement. Hopefully, that can do something there. I mean, let me know down below. Has that ever worked for you guys? I don't think it's actually worked for me at any point. As El Shawi wins the ball, Mariba loses out though to Wind. Nemeka into the box. I think, is it time to bring off El Shawi? I'm a little concerned about him. I mean, Nagalo at left back. Quite happy to bring Nagalo in. Makoko, to be fair, it's been 3 minutes since I spoke to him, so we're going to leave him on just for now. We can always bring on the next Kylian Mbappe to replace him. Mariba, he's looking a little bit tired as well, so maybe a refresh in the midfield is required. Although the game is kind of trickling away here. Franjic is on a booking. Now Agume's on a booking. There's bookings everywhere. You know what? We're just going to wait. This may go into added time, so I might wait for our substitutes here. As Amay sits on the ball, 4 pass to Kudus. Kaminski to Buchanan. Arnold back to Buchanan. Mavropanis. I mean, it's slow build up here by Wolfsburg. Kaminski crosses it in. Diamande heads it out. Mariba back to Nagalo. Spreads it out wide to Amay. I mean, our players, they're not playing very great, are they? Buchanan into Kaminski. If we can kind of break their press here. Mavropanis out to Baku. This could be trouble. Into Ambros. Salah made himself big. Stopped the ball from going any further as Mavropanos just falls on the ball apparently and does a wonder defensive header to Buchanan on the left. So Waldschmidt into Kaminski. Buchanan on the overlap. This is nice from Wolfsburg. Into Kaminski. Off the crossbar. Paredes. It has been blocked by Nagalo. Right, we need to demand more here. We're getting a little bit sloppy at the back, and I don't like to see it. As Arnold prepares for the corner. We've been burnt once already. Are we going to be made to pay again? Arnold crosses it in. Salah gratefully claims the ball. We're gonna make some changes here. Wisdom. Right, Wisdom Amay for Mofo King. We're going to put Nagalo at right back. Mofo King at left back. I mean, Bamba isn't having a fantastic game, but that's one to look at if we are desperate. Mariba, his condition is pretty poor, so we're going to bring him off. For Jakub Christensen, Agume, I mean, he's on a booking. I do trust him, but we are going to bring him off as well. For Mohamed Diamande, Kudus is going to go as our box-to-box midfielder now. Diamande can go on the left with Christensen on the right. Bakoko hasn't played much better. So Abdelaziz Firi, the next Mbappe, we're going to bring him on. We have got another change to make when it does come into stoppage time if required. But for now, we'll see how we get on with this. As Marwan Salah claims the ball, he's going to hit it long up to Cherky to stop running then. Not great to see. Buchanan gives it to Jekyll. Franjic. Back to Jekyll. Ambros. Baku to Paredes. This is going to be dangerous, I think this is. Paredes now down the right-hand side. Into Ambros. Nagalo cuts out the cross though. Cherky does a weird kind of acrobatic pass up to the pitch, but Waldschmidt gets it, gives it to Buchanan. He's kind of run the game for them, Buchanan, down the left-hand side. Adoa Blessing brings him down. It's not a penalty. It is outside the box. Was it required to tackle? Let's find out. I don't know why it's checking this. It's definitely outside the box. It's going to say no penalty. And we have got a couple of our changes to make as well. We're going to tell him to focus when we can, as Arnold's going to whip this corner in. He's been very dangerous from set pieces, Arnold has. Whips it in again, headed away by Nagalo. Cherky's going to chase us down. Arnold back to Franjic. He's hit it from distance. Salah, don't do this. I think it's going to be a goal. I think that is a goal. Salah, what are you doing, lad? Please be disallowed. It's disallowed. Salah's so lucky. What is this? Maybe we should play Onana. I mean, have we got lucky here? Franjic, I mean, he's offside. He's miles offside, but that's not what you want to see. Not in a final. Still waiting for him to tell him to focus. We're not going to get it. This is going to go to added time, this is. Is it straight to penalties? I'm not sure. It says extra time. So, do we tell him to thrash our arms again? You know what? I'm far from pleased. I'm just looking for something different from our players at this point. Tactics-wise, this is how we are looking. I mean, Cherky, you're not impressing me, I'll be honest. You are not impressing me. I wonder if we do kind of change our formation up a little bit. I mean, Cherky's on a 6.5. It's not great, but Mohamed Kudu as well is not performing to the best of his ability. We're going to bring in Fatawu. Christensen's going to be our new box-to-box midfielder. with Fatu as the Mazzala. I mean, Ryan Cherky, maybe we'll ask you to be an advanced playmaker on attack. Is that going to make you perform any better? I hope it does. You've not been great. As the half starts, we're going to demand more, as we've done in pretty much every single game so far this series. Wolfsburg have grown into the game, however, we've faltered, if we're being honest. Mavropanos at the back to Castiles. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit of pressing here. We've maybe dropped from positive into balanced, as Bamba wins the ball back into Fatu. Adoa Blessing to Nagalo. I mean, Fatu being on the pitch, anything could happen. Nagalo gives it to Adoa Blessing, who's in the box. Cherky's there. He's gone from the first time shot. I didn't think it was going to be as close as it was, but it looked potentially it troubled the keeper. Who knows? I can see this going straight to penalties. We're going to tell them to demand more. Again, that's what we do here at FC Nordsjælland. Right to Dream FC, do what we can. There's no more subs to make. We're going to go to penalties here. I mean, have we deserved to do anything in this game? Don't think we have, to be honest. I think looking at who's going to take our penalties, Diamande, who's our penalty taker for the whole of the series, really. Jakob Christensen, Adoa Blessing as well. I mean, the penalties then do fall off a cliff. Nagalo, do we want you in here? I don't think we do, if we're being honest. I mean, I trust Fatu with my life, so he can take the last one. We're going to go to a team talk. Let's just pump our fist for this one. I expect you to win. I mean, it's not very encouraging, is it? As Diamande steps up, first penalty. Can he put us in a commanding position? Yes, he can. Well done, Diamande. As Waldschmidt against Salah. Salah saved a few penalties in his time at FC Nordsjælland. He hasn't saved this one. It is 1-1. Waldschmidt puts Wolfsburg level at 1 apiece. Jakob Christensen, he's been a bit part player, but a club captain, and he's put it in off the post. Very fortunate, but it doesn't matter how they go in, as long as they do go in. Now Arnold has ran the show for Wolfsburg. He's due a miss. No, he's not. He's put that in the bottom corner. Some good penalties so far. Adoa Blessing, he got us the goal, the equaliser in real time. And he's been saved from the spot. Not what we want to see. Franjic now. Can you miss? Can Salah do anything here? No. Top corner by Franjic. Now the pressure's on us. Ryan Cherky, £71 million. Transfer record broken. I don't see him scoring. He has scored. Shows me not to have faith in our record transfer. Now Ambros, he missed a quite clear-cut chance in real time. He hasn't missed a penalty. To be fair, Wolfsburg, every one of them has been out of reach of Marwan Salah. Fatu, hero in the Champions League final. Can he be a hero today? Can he give us a chance? It's in the stars for him to miss. He hasn't missed. Put it in the bottom corner. Now it's down to Marwan Salah, who's taking the final penalty for Wolfsburg. I mean, Adoa Blessing, he missed the penalty. It was a good save by Castiles as Nürnberger steps up. And we've lost the UEFA Super Cup. It's not a real trophy anyway, is it? Let's face it. Wolfsburg are the winners. It's not a good sign that we've lost straight away. But wait, make sure it's only the one trophy. Don't give him all of them. He's there with the UEFA Super Cup. We don't want to see it. We can't even skip it. Yes, we can. Thrash our arms. Far from pleased. To be fair, it was a pretty poor showing from the team. But that's Football Manager. You win some, you lose some. Now, when do we return? Saying that, we have signed Musa Ndiaye. 12 million spent, 48,000 a week. Welcome to the club. It's a little bit anticlimactic now. We've just lost the UEFA Super Cup. Defeating the Super Cup, to be honest, we didn't deserve to win it if we're looking at it from a realistic point of view. We do lose games on this game save. Ado Blessing still ready to put himself on the spot. With 3 million received, that will help our finances. We do slam the team. It was poor. And at the end of the day, it's not how I wanted to start the season. Is it going to be classed as our quadruple? Maybe not. But looking at when we're going to come back, the Champions League will be drawn at some point. I'll see you then. There's still some signings to make. I think we may need another striker up front. But for now, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next episode of Right to Dream. Goodbye.